you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Premier. Premier, your government's first crack at shutting down the right to peaceful protest was struck down by the High Court a couple of years ago. Now you're back with another darkly draconian attempt to stifle dissent in Tasmania, with legislation to be tabled today that will lock up forest or climate protesters or unionists, for example, for 18 months for the first offence and 4 years for the second. This is another direct attack on our democratic foundations at a time of climate emergency when people are peacefully protesting to demand action. Scott Morrison would be proud of you. Premier, why are you so intent on marching us down the road of a police state?
Thank you. The Honourable the Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the member for the question, and of course it is an important piece of legislation, a reform as part of our agenda to ensure that we do all we can to support Tasmanian workers who are rightly entitled to go to work and earn a living without that being compromised by political protesters. That's where we stand on this matter, Madam Speaker, and have done so in successive elections. And yes, we took forward some legislation. We took on board the reflections of the High Court. We noted that their judgment, in fact, supported the notion of what we were endeavouring to do to protect people's right to work, which is one of the most important rights that we will always uphold, and this isn't a direct attack on anyone because people are still able to peacefully protest. This is direct support for Tasmanian workers in all sectors that are sadly often the target of political attack by the Greens and their colleagues. It's not just about forest workers, it goes through to farmers, those who work in fish farming, those who work in industry sectors that are now more confident than ever before and are now employing more people than ever before. And we're seeing the strength in our economy now across almost all industry sectors, bar one. And it's the first time that's happened for many, many years. So this legislation that we introduce today will protect people who are simply seeking to go to work, do their jobs, get paid, support the business that they work in and be part of Tasmania's strong economy. That does not prevent anyone, political protesters, from doing their thing as well. But why should they be allowed to go in and disrupt these workplaces? Why are they entitled to...
Could I please remind the Greens that this is a place for professional debating, not a slanging place where you just mouth off. Right? I'm asking you to be respectful of the Premier and let him finish.
Just don't know why political protesters, environmentalists, are entitled to go in and prevent people from earning a living.
You have a point of order. The interjection just then was on behalf of the knitting nanners, for example, who could be captured by this law. That's why we interjected, and we think
well, that is not a point of order, but what this is reducing from, instead of professional debate, it is just slanging. Now, we can be all rise above that, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I know that the Greens will try and stir up concerns within the community about these laws, which will be debated in this place and thoroughly scrutinised, no doubt. But it's an important provision, in our view, for our laws to also support people's right to go to work, earn a living, be part of a business that's growing, part of a growing economy, Madam Speaker, and that's where we stand. I have to wonder where the Labor Party stand on this, because so often they claim to be the party of the workers. Well, are they going to stand with us and support the workers that we want to protect through these laws to allow them to go about their jobs? Are you going to stand with us on this, or are you going to join the Greens again? I think that's the question that most people will be asking. You know where we stand?
The planet's burning.
No, it's not. It's not about that at all. But it's an important question to ask. Well, it's a fact now. We know that you don't have a position on many things. In fact, the member who interjected actually blamed us for them not having a position on pill testing. She said that, this isn't a a matter that the Labor Party should have a position on. It's a matter for the government. So they will blame us for everything, including not having a position on that very issue, Madam Speaker, of pill testing. So I wonder whether or not we'll see the same thing happen again. This is a chance to see if the Leader of the Opposition is as clear as she says she is, and she calls others in this place wishy-washy. Well, the Leader of the Opposition has a fast-growing reputation for standing for very little, if anything, and it will be an important thing to understand whether the Labor Party will stand with us and support Tasmanian workers, which is what this legislation is about. We're not about the political games that you play. We're about supporting Tasmania's strong economy, supporting our workers, whether it be our state servants, whether it be people who work in forestry, on farms, in mines, in aquaculture. That's what this bill is about. Are you going to support it or not?